What if I told you that life after 80 is not the slow fade out many people imagine, but a chapter that can actually bloom brighter than expected? For decades, society has painted a picture of old age as weakness, dependency, and waiting for the end. But recent research flips that picture upside down. In fact, doctors now say there are these specific habits that can literally add up to 20 more years to your journey. Imagine what that means: 20 more birthdays, 20 more chances to laugh with your grandchildren, 20 more mornings to feel the sun on your face. And not just extra years of breathing, but extra years filled with joy, dignity, and strength. That possibility is real, but it comes with a choice. The truth is, after 80, every decision matters more than ever before. You don't have the same physical reserves you once did in your 40s or 50s, so your body and mind become like a delicate engine. Neglect it, and things break down quickly. Care for it with the right tools, and it keeps running smoothly far longer than anyone expects. That's why experts call this stage of life the critical zone. According to a 2022 Harvard study on aging and longevity, seniors who maintain the right lifestyle patterns, movement, healthy eating, social connection, mental stimulation, and rest, were twice as likely to live into their 90s and even cross the 100-year mark compared to those who didn't. These are not theories, they are proven outcomes. But here's the problem: the majority of seniors avoid these changes because they believe it's already too late. That belief is dangerous. Doctors often say the most powerful things you can do for your health don't require expensive treatments, but rather simple daily decisions. Yet, many seniors surrender, telling themselves they must accept decline. This mindset is like laying down your weapons before the battle is over. That's why I like to use the metaphor of the senior's older, an aging soldier who has fought long and hard but still stands ready. Just as a soldier must carry the right armor and strategy, a senior must hold on to the right habits to keep fighting for life. Let me share the story of Margaret, 82, from Manchester, UK. At 75, she was fragile and withdrawn, rarely leaving her flat. She admitted she often told herself, "At my age, what's the point of changing anything?" By 78, she had been hospitalized 3 times due to heart complications and poor mobility. Her doctors warned her that unless she embraced a new lifestyle, she wouldn't last beyond her early 80s. That was her wake-up call. Margaret slowly started walking 10 minutes each morning, adjusted her meals toward fresh vegetables and less processed food, and joined a small church group for weekly social time. By 82, she no longer felt like a prisoner in her own body. Today, she laughs, "I feel like a senior's older. I may have scars, but I'm still standing, and I'm stronger than I thought." Margaret's story is not unique, it's proof. Across the world, seniors are discovering that it's not just about living longer, but living better. These 5 habits you're about to hear are the must-have tools for any senior who wants to extend not only their lifespan but also their life quality. Think of this video as a map, a guide drawn from both science and real stories, to help you avoid the traps of aging and embrace the practices that bring strength, energy, and hope. Stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn here might just change how you see the years ahead. Habit number 1, daily movement and physical strength. When people hear the word exercise at the age of 80, most shake their heads and say, "That's for the young, not for me." But let me challenge that thought. Movement is not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons, it's about keeping the body alive, awake, and functional. After all, your muscles, joints, and bones don't retire when you do. They still respond to use or neglect. And science is clear: these simple daily movements are among the most powerful habits to extend life and preserve independence. Take the story of George, 85, from Dallas, Texas. After retiring, he spent most of his days sitting in his recliner, watching television. By 81, his legs had weakened so much that even climbing 2 steps felt like a mountain. His doctor told him bluntly, "George, if you don't move, you won't walk in 2 years." That warning shook him. With the help of his granddaughter, he began walking slowly around the block, just 5 minutes at a time. At first, his body protested. His knees hurt, his breath felt short. But he kept going, increasing little by little. By 85, George proudly walks a mile every morning. He calls it his battle march, saying, "I may be a senior's older, but I'm not surrendering. These legs still carry me forward." His health improved so dramatically that his doctor said he reversed years of decline. The data supports George's transformation. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that seniors who engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, such as walking, gardening, or light stretching, reduce their risk of premature death by 35%. Even more powerful, a 2019 study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that seniors who exercised regularly after age 80 had nearly the same survival advantage as those who had exercised their whole lives. In other words, it is never too late. After 80, movement isn't optional, it's a must. Think of your body as a machine that only rusts when left idle. The most dangerous thing you can do is avoid movement because of fear or discomfort. A short daily walk, standing up from a chair without using your hands, or gentle stretching can keep muscles strong, bones dense, and balance steady. Why does this matter? Because the #1 cause of injury in older adults is falls. And falls are not small accidents, they can steal independence overnight. But seniors who maintain simple exercise habits cut that risk dramatically. Doctors often remind us that we don't stop moving because we grow old because we stop moving. That's the essence of habit #1, keep your body in motion. You don't need a gym membership or complicated routines. Walking around the garden, climbing stairs slowly, even dancing to your favorite old song can keep your joints lubricated and your heart pumping. These things are the quiet weapons of a senior's older, protecting you day after day. So, if you're watching this and you've been sitting for too long, let this be your wake-up call. The first step doesn't have to be big, it just has to happen. Once you choose to move, even in small ways, you're sending your body a message, I'm not done yet. And that message could be the one that gives you not just more years, but better years filled with energy and freedom. Habit #2, eating with wisdom. If movement is the weapon that keeps your body strong, then food is the fuel that determines how far you can go. After 80, the old saying, you are what you eat, becomes truer than ever. Many seniors think, at my age, eating doesn't matter anymore. I've lived this long, haven't I? But that's a dangerous thought. Doctors insist that these eating habits can literally make the difference between thriving and barely surviving. The truth is, the things you put on your plate every day may add or subtract years from your life. Let's meet Rosa, 83, from Miami, Florida. Rosa grew up in a Cuban family where meals were rich with fried foods, heavy portions, and plenty of sugar in her coffee. She never cared much about nutrition when she was younger, after all, she was active and strong. But after 80, her health began to crumble. She gained weight, her blood pressure shot up, and she often felt tired. Her doctor warned her that if she didn't change her diet, she was at high risk of stroke. At first, Rosa resisted. She told her daughter, I'm too old to eat like a rabbit. But when she nearly fainted one morning, she decided to try. She replaced fried meats with grilled fish, added colorful vegetables, swapped soda for water, and practiced smaller portions. Within a year, Rosa had lost 15 pounds, her blood pressure normalized, and her energy returned. She now says proudly, these small changes saved my life. I feel like a senior's older who found new strength after a battle. Her story echoes what science proves. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, seniors who follow a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, fish, nuts, and olive oil, reduce their risk of heart disease and dementia by up to 30%. Another study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that people over 80 who kept balanced eating habits lived significantly longer and reported better daily energy compared to those who didn't. It shows us that the most powerful medicine doesn't always come from a pharmacy, it often comes from the kitchen. But here's the trap many fall into, eating for comfort instead of eating for health. After 80, taste buds can dull, and seniors may crave more sugar or salt. Yet, the most harmful things at this age are exactly those: too much sugar, too much salt, and processed foods. These can accelerate decline, weaken the immune system, and lead to avoidable suffering. That's why mindful eating is not about strict diets, but about wisdom, listening to your body, choosing real food over processed food, and remembering that every bite is either feeding your health or feeding disease. Doctors emphasize simple rules: stay hydrated. Yes, many seniors forget to drink enough water, include protein to maintain muscle, and avoid skipping meals because stability in blood sugar is critical for brain function. These must become daily habits, especially for those who wish to enjoy clear thinking and steady energy. Now, let me pause here and ask you, are you still with me up to this point? If you are, type number 2 in the comments below. That way, I know you're still engaged, still walking this path of wisdom with me. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend or loved one who might need this reminder. Because the wisdom we share here on Golden Age Wisdom could be the very thing that saves someone's health, or even their life. Habit number 3, staying socially connected. If food nourishes the body, then relationships nourish the soul. One of the most overlooked things after turning 80 is the power of human connection. Too often, seniors slip into isolation, children are busy, friends have passed away, neighbors don't visit as often, and slowly, silence becomes the loudest part of their day. At first, it might feel normal, even comfortable. But over time, loneliness eats away at the spirit like rust on metal. That's why experts insist that these habits of staying socially connected are not just pleasant extras, they are a must for both health and happiness. Let me share the story of Edward, 86, from Portland, Oregon. After his wife passed away, Edward withdrew into himself. Days turned into weeks where he barely spoke to anyone. He would sit by his window, watching the world go by but not participating in it. His daughter noticed that his memory began to fade, and his doctor reported early signs of depression. One day, a neighbor invited him to a community chess club. At first, Edward refused. "I'm too old to start new things," he said. But after gentle persuasion, he went. To his surprise, the group welcomed him warmly. He began attending weekly games, sharing laughs, stories, and strategies. Within 6 months, Edward's mood had lifted, his memory sharpened, and he even described himself as a senior's older who found a new platoon. The science behind his story is powerful. According to a 2020 study published in the Journals of Gerontology, seniors with strong social ties live an average of 7.5 years longer than those who remain isolated. Another research paper from the National Institute on Aging showed that social isolation increases the risk of dementia by 50% and premature death by 29%. In other words, loneliness is as harmful as smoking or obesity. That's why staying connected is not just a luxury, it's survival. But here's the challenge: after 80, many people think it's too late to build new friendships. That belief must be avoided. Whether it's joining a church group, calling an old friend, volunteering, or simply chatting with neighbors, these small efforts create big changes. Even technology can help. Many seniors now use video calls to connect with distant family, proving that the heart doesn't age when it comes to love and laughter. Doctors often remind their patients, human beings are wired for connection. Without it, stress hormones rise, immune systems weaken, and health deteriorates. But when seniors maintain even a small circle of meaningful relationships, they build resilience. These habits keep the mind sharper, the heart healthier, and the spirit lighter. So if you're watching this and realizing that your days have grown too quiet, take this as a call to action. Pick up the phone, join a group, or open your door to conversation. Remember, no soldier fights alone, and as a senior's older, neither should you. Habit number 4, mental stimulation. The body may grow old, but the mind is a battlefield that must never be abandoned. After 80, one of the most important things seniors can do is keep the brain active and engaged. Too many people think, my memory isn't what it used to be, so why try? But that is exactly the habit we must avoid. Doctors emphasize that these simple mental exercises can be just as vital as physical movement. A sharp mind brings not only independence but also joy, resilience, and dignity. Take the story of Margaret, 82, from Chicago, Illinois. After retiring as a schoolteacher, she spent years in a quiet routine, watching television, doing crossword puzzles occasionally, but not much else. By the time she turned 80, she noticed she was forgetting names, misplacing items, and feeling more anxious. Her doctor suggested she join a local Brain Fit program that combined reading groups, memory games, and even digital classes for seniors. At first, Margaret laughed. At my age, learning computers? But she gave it a try. Slowly, she discovered not only new skills but also new friendships. She learned to use a tablet, played online word games with her grandchildren, and even started a small blog where she shared life lessons from her teaching years. Within a year, her doctor reported measurable improvements in her cognitive test scores. Margaret now proudly says, "I may be a senior's older, but my weapon is knowledge. These new habits gave me back my confidence." Science confirms Margaret's journey. According to the Alzheimer's Association, seniors who engage in regular mental stimulation reduce their risk of dementia by up to 40%. Another study from the Mayo Clinic found that seniors who learn new skills, even as late as after age 80, develop new neural connections in the brain, proving that it's never too late to grow. The researchers compared it to exercising a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. But here's the danger: many seniors fall into passive habits. Hours of television, repetitive routines, and lack of curiosity slowly dull the mind. The most harmful things are not just diseases but inactivity of thought. The brain, like the body, must be exercised daily. Whether it's reading, writing, solving puzzles, learning music, or even trying a new language, these habits are powerful shields against decline. Doctors emphasize 3 golden rules: stay curious, stay challenged, stay consistent. It doesn't matter how small the step, a single new word, a simple puzzle, a short article. What matters is momentum. Each small act builds mental resilience and keeps the brain alive. Now, let me pause and ask you, are you still with me here at habit number 4? If yes, type number 4 in the comments below so I know you've been following closely. And while you're there, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video. Someone you love may need this message, and you could be the reason they take the first step toward protecting their mind. Remember, on this channel Golden Age Wisdom, we're building an army of senior soldiers who fight aging with courage, wisdom, and strength. Habit number 5, rest, reflection, and spiritual balance. If movement strengthens the body, and food fuels it, then rest and reflection restore the soul. After 80, one of the most essential things seniors must embrace is the balance between physical rest, emotional reflection, and spiritual grounding. Too often, people underestimate the power of slowing down. In a world that once demanded constant activity, many seniors older feel guilty for resting. But the truth is, at this stage of life, these habits of intentional rest and inner peace are as important for health as any medication. Take the story of Thomas, 85, from Austin, Texas. Thomas was once a hardworking carpenter who believed rest was a sign of weakness. Even after retiring, he filled his days with small projects, yard work, and constant activity. But after turning 82, his body began to show signs of strain, poor sleep, aching joints, and increasing fatigue. His doctor told him plainly, "Thomas, your body is telling you what your mind refuses to hear, you must slow down." At first, Thomas resisted. He felt like stopping meant giving up. But when his granddaughter introduced him to guided meditation and gentle breathing exercises, something shifted. He began each morning with 10 minutes of silence, prayer, and reflection. He cut back his workload, allowed himself naps, and spent evenings journaling. Over time, his blood pressure dropped, his sleep improved, and his mood lifted. He said, "For the first time, I realized rest is not surrender, it's strength. These habits gave me back peace I never knew I lost." Science supports his transformation. According to the National Sleep Foundation, seniors who consistently get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep lower their risk of heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Another study from Johns Hopkins University revealed that daily practices of mindfulness or spiritual reflection reduce stress hormones by 25%, leading to better immune function and overall resilience. The most overlooked thing is that spiritual health, whether through prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection, directly improves physical health. But here's the trap: many seniors either oversleep without structure or avoid resting out of stubbornness. Both extremes are harmful. Doctors advise a balanced approach: set a routine for bedtime, avoid heavy meals or caffeine late at night, and create a calm environment for sleep. Just as important, spiritual balance, whatever form it takes, is not about rituals alone, but about finding meaning. Reflection allows seniors to release regrets, embrace gratitude, and connect with something larger than themselves. These must become daily habits, resting without guilt, reflecting without fear, and embracing a spiritual anchor that brings calm in the storm of aging. Whether through faith, meditation, or simply sitting quietly with nature, these practices recharge the body, mind, and soul. When seniors older learn to rest wisely and reflect deeply, they discover a truth: the later years of life are not just about surviving, but about savoring. The most important battles are no longer fought with hammers or deadlines, but with peace, acceptance, and gratitude. Closing. So now, we've walked together through these 5 senior habits that science and stories alike reveal as the foundation of a longer, healthier, and more joyful life after 80. From moving your body like a soldier preparing for battle, to eating with wisdom, to staying socially connected, sharpening the mind, and finally embracing rest and reflection, each habit is like a brick, building a strong fortress around your final decades. And what's amazing is this: it's never too late. Even after you turn 80, or 85, or 90, you still hold the power to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Think about the lives we've touched in this journey: Helen from Miami, who rediscovered joy in daily walks; Margaret from Chicago, who sharpened her mind with new learning; Edward from Portland, who fought loneliness by joining a chess club; and Thomas from Austin, who finally found peace through rest and reflection. These seniors older are living proof that age is not a barrier. It's a reminder that every single day is a gift, and every choice we make matters. The most dangerous things to avoid are not wrinkles or gray hair, but habits of giving up, withdrawing, and neglecting our own health and happiness. Science has shown us the numbers, but the real proof is in these human stories. Doctors may give us advice, but only we can choose to live it. Every senior must remember, you are not powerless. You still hold the ability to change, to grow, and to inspire. Your habits can ripple into your family, your community, even the world. That's the true legacy of aging well. But let me ask you something, dear viewer: are you still with me here at the very end? If you are, type number 5 in the comments right now. That way, I'll know you've walked this entire path with me, step by step, habit by habit. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. On this channel, Golden Age Wisdom, we are building a community where seniors older are not forgotten, but celebrated, where wisdom, courage, and resilience shine brighter than the years on a calendar. Remember this: aging is not a decline, it's a graduation. After decades of surviving battles, raising families, working jobs, and carrying responsibilities, now is the time to enjoy the rewards. The habits we've explored are not restrictions, they are freedoms: freedom from illness, from fear, from regret. These must become your companions in this golden chapter of life. So as we close, take a deep breath. Feel the strength in your heart, the wisdom in your mind, and the peace in your soul. You are not just a senior, you are a seniors older, standing tall with courage and dignity. The road ahead may be shorter than the one behind, but it can still be the most meaningful part of your journey. And the choice, dear friend, is in your hands. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope it was useful, and see you in the next one.